Yeah, I got a story to tell you too at
Uh-oh.
some point. Pretty funny story, man.
Oh no,
I
I got that.
mean, you want me
Wait,
to tell it to you?
I'm live, so if it's like a serious story, no.
All right, I'll tell you what. How can I mute them or something so this way I can tell you real
Okay, all
quick.
right, I'm gonna mute them. I'm muting them. Say it again.
All right, so your uncle came into town and he brought some mushrooms with him, and that was the first time I had really done them. So we did these shrooms, and I put on these like YouTube psychedelic videos, and I was just amazed and shit. Like I was sitting on the couch and I was like, "Yo, look at this shit." I was like, "Yo, this shit is cool as a bitch." I just kept saying it all night, right? Dave came through. He was drunk. He started, agitating your uncle and all that. But I was having a great time. I was on top of the world. It was like an awesome
Well,
experience.
yeah, because you were on shrooms, so.
Right. But then your uncle leaves some with me, and he goes out of town, and he let me know, like, yo, don't do them back to back, you know what I'm saying, because you'll build up a tolerance. So I was like, yo, it's nothing. So I let it sit all week and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then it was a Saturday afternoon. I took Nova out to a park, and on the way home, I was like, you know what? When I get home, I'm going to eat those shrooms, and I'm going to cook on the grill. And by the time the shrooms are kicking in, my food will be done. I'm going to sit back and watch some crazy shit and enjoy my food. It's going to be a great day.
No.
Yo, I get home, I eat this mushroom cap. It was a fat cap, too, and this fat, wide stem. And, literally 20 minutes later, I was laying in my bed, and I was like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I started taking my blanket off me and putting it back on. I was getting out of my bed and walking around and going to lay it back down. Yo, I felt like I could have ran 30 miles and shit. And I was like, I had all this energy and I was just like trapped in my body and shit. And I was just going crazy. And so like, I come downstairs, I go outside and I'm like half naked. I call your uncle and I'm like, yo, what the fuck did you leave me? What did you leave me? And he's like, yo, Will, calm down. And like, I go outside and, I got my red car and all that. Like, yo, the red was so red and the green of the grass was so green. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, you just had your saturation turned up, you're fine.
Yeah, so I go back in the house. Dre sends me this video. He's like, look, I'm going to send you this video with this lady talking. She'll guide you through it, da-da-da-da. He was like, I was like, all right, just send it. So I get off the phone with him. Now I'm laying in my bed with nothing on in the room. It's just dark and shit, right? And he sends me the video. I click the link, and it had like them like druid sounds, like Yo, as soon as that shit started, I literally jumped up out of bed, and I was like, no, and I started walking around and shit, right? And yo, Brittany, at one point, I was laying in the bed, and I lied to you now, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm so excited. I was like, what the fuck am I this excited? I'm like, I don't want to be this excited. Like, it was nuts, man. It was nuts. And then that shit went on for like a good hour and a half. I text my friend Chelsea and I was like, yo, I said, I'm so fucking high. I said, I just left Earth. And she was like, what? And then she called me and she was like, I told her, I was like, yo, Chelsea, I'm going crazy. And she was like, calm down. So she tried to like talk me through it and shit. But after like maybe an hour and a half of that craziness, I finally came down to a level where it was still intense, but it was like some cool shit. That's when I started seeing like, a lot of colors. The room was shifting. Like all my life, I've heard people talk about acid and mushrooms and shit and, the hallucinations. And I've always wondered what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see any dragons and no shit like that. But, when it comes to all the colors and the room shifts, I got that shit way more than I ever wanted. Like, I got that shit times 1,000, man. And so this went on for a few hours. And then finally, I came down to a point where I just felt like the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
Okay.
And so
I'm
like
over here streaming to thousands of people, and you're like, yeah, drugs made me feel cool. Like,
no, I mean honestly, I came down and I was like, yo, man, I feel so good and shit, right? So your uncle was trying to get me to stay in the house, like, yo, Will, tell him you should watch some videos. I was like, nah, fuck that, I need to get out. Yeah, so I go out front, and Marcus is out there, right? And so I'm talking to Marcus, and I'm like, yo, I said, you don't realize what I just went through. You know what I'm saying? And I was still real, like, wired up and shit, but I tell him the story, and then, like, there's a chick that lives across the street named Nikki, and Nikki had some homegirls over, right? And like I said, I'm feeling like a cool-ass dude and shit. So I'm talking to Marcus, and I was like, yo, what's up, Marcus? Let's go across the street, talk to the ladies. And he was like, man, I would, but I don't want to seem like I'm fiending. And I was like, what are you talking about? Come to find out, he had tried to holler at Nikki's daughter. And I guess she wasn't really responsive. So he was like, yeah, I ain't trying to, roll up there. And I told him, I said, Marcus, you know what? I feel you because I'm the same way. I said, if a girl ain't really showing me attention, I might fall back. I said, but the way I feel right now, it's like, yo, fuck that.
so you're just all confident?
Oh my God, man. Yo, I was the man. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know where that shit came from, but I tell you what.
What? Like, I thought you were gonna tell me some like crazy, like, story, like, oh, like you made some new recipe or something. Like, what kind of story? Who calls with this kind of story?
Nah, yo, that shit was insane, man. Like, I was put like this, like, it was scary, man. Like, if somebody would have been here filming me, I would have looked like one of those YouTube motherfuckers, like, on the street where they look like they don't know which way they want to go and all that. Yo, I was looking crazy, man. Honestly. But it was like, I just felt the need to tell everybody because I was like, yo.
You sound like Mario when Mario eats mushrooms. You know what I mean? In the game, like that's what you sound like. Like,
no, I powered up. I did. I powered up. I was like, yo, I'm telling you, man. I was like, yo, I've never ever. I done smoked 1,050,000 blunts allegedly. But
allegedly, yeah, allegedly.
Never. Huh?
I said, yeah, right. Allegedly.
Yeah. That's the rumor going around. But I've never been that high in my life. I don't even know if I ever want to see that again. And it's crazy because when I look back at it, nothing about it was a negative feeling. Like, it was all good feelings, but it was like exacerbated so much. Like I said, I had the energy of a fucking Olympic athlete.
I just want you to know. I just want you to know. I really want you to know the timing of this could not have been somehow worse because my roommate, who has smoked weed, right? People love to say because my voice is raspy that I am the person who like got her to start smoking weed. I don't even smoke weed, okay? And they try to say that I'm the one that got her to smoke weed, even though she has smoked before, okay? Like, I've smoked before, but I don't regularly smoke, right? I've said that. And she will more than me, and she will do it on stream. And they try to say it's me. So the timing of this could not have been worse.
Oh, because it's making you look like you come from a drug household? You come from the...
Yeah, because you just said, I smoke 1,000,000 blunts, allegedly. Like, what are you talking about look like? Like, what do you mean look like?
No, but hey, look, I just said that, but as soon as you said, I've smoked, there was that part of me that wanted to reach through the phone and spank you.
Okay, all right. So wait, I'm in trouble, but you just told me about shrooms?
Brittany, I'm a grown up-upper.
I was gonna say, I'm an adult too.
I know, but I'm like I'm an upperclassman. I'm an upper class.
Okay, all right. You're an upper adult then. You're an adult. That's what we call senior citizens nowadays. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was actually a good story. My chat loved that story, and they all just kept spamming this emote called Giga Chad while you're talking. So.
Yo, man. Like I said, it was pretty intense. That was one of the most intense rides of my life, man.
Right, but you'll follow it up by saying to my chat that drugs are not cool, right?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Except when you do them. Except when you do them.
Yeah, well, like if you're doing it with a friend, or if you're bored. I'm just saying.
Yeah, with a friend, it depends on who you're dealing with. Like,
yeah, sometimes the occasion calls for it. Not all the time. But I live in a state where it's actually legal, so you know what I'm saying. Well, at
Right.
least the smoke is.
Right.
So
Well,
it's not considered.
I was
Well,
actually
I'm
really
saying-
glad you told that story on the street. That was a good story. That's a really good story.
Yeah. I figured you might get a kick out of that.
Yeah, what makes you feel better? I got double rated a second ago, which means I had like 15K viewers when you told the story, 10K viewers. So
Yeah.
so it was a
So
great
now
time.
everybody knows. Everybody knows about my space mission.
Don't call it a space mission. Like, you're not Neil Armstrong, okay? You just did too much shrooms. Like, what are you talking
No,
about?
that's what I kept saying. I kept telling everybody, like, yo, I just want to get back to Earth. That's what I was telling your uncle. I was like, I just want to get back to Earth, bro. Oh, and then like the sound of the day was like I kept exhaling hard as fuck, man. But like I went outside, like I said, I'm all bare chested. I was like, Dre, what the fuck? Shit, this shit was nuts.
Yes.
It was nuts.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was the craziest story I think I've ever heard you say. And literally, I don't think I've ever heard you tell a crazy story like that.
Yeah, don't repeat it around your grandparents. I'll deny it.
Listen, all right, but you're telling it in front of like 10K people? Like, what are you talking about?
Your grandparents ain't in that 10K.
Well,
That's all I care about. That's all I care about. As long as they ain't tuned in, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you snitched on everybody, so good luck with that. You know.
What? Huh? What?
I was gonna say you snitched on everybody because you snitched on our uncle too. You know.
Ooh. Oh yeah, Drake. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out there.
Yeah, exactly.
He's out
He's out there. All right. Well, I love you. Thank you for that story. That was good content. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem. Oh, Brittany, real quick. Do you remember a dude that lived in our court named Shamar Dudley?
You're making that up. Why is that funny?
Hi, baby.
Why is that funny?
Because I hate when you call me out on my stuff. Anyway, I love you, baby.
Where were you gonna go with Shamar Dudley?
You've heard the joke 1,000 times.
Say it
man.
again. I don't know.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
Shamar
All right.
Dudley, what?
No, you know how I always ask you if you know somebody, you'd be like, no, and they'd be like, yeah, me neither. I'd be like, all right, bye. I'll talk to you later, baby.
You're still on shrooms because there's no way you're laughing at that. That's crazy.
Oh, man, I'm a funny ass dude, yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you later. All right. I love you.
All right, I love you too, baby.
All right. Bye.
Have a good day.